Okay, so today we're going to start the rough draft. Your goal is for you to write the introduction paragraph and the first body paragraph. That's all. And you'll turn it in at the bottom. That's all you need to do. What I need you to open is your outline from last week. You're going to use this to write your essay. If you are intimidated, if you're a little bit scared about writing an FSA essay, I wrote you a little cheat sheet. You don't have to stick to this cheat sheet, but if you want like a form to go by or a pattern to follow, this might help you. So for your body paragraphs, it should go something like this. Main idea, a transition phrase like, for example, or this is seen in, and really you can find the transitions on your course page. Then you list evidence from the articles that you read. Elaboration, which is a new word for you. Elaboration means saying extra information about your evidence. And I'll really hit this home when we actually write the rough draft. We can talk more about elaboration later. Then you follow the pattern again. Transition, remember you get that from the course page. Piece of evidence from the article, elaboration, and then finally you would restate your main idea in a new way. So we'll reference this later, but let's just go ahead and get started. All right, so the introduction paragraph, I talked about how do you feel about school uniforms, and you know what, I'm just going to copy that. Control C, or you can just right click on top of it. Go down here. I'm going to write it on the same file so I don't have to flip back and forth. Control V is paste. How do you feel about school uniforms? Some children are very upset that Volusia County. Borrowing that part too. Copy that. That's why sometimes having a good outline can save you a lot of work when you're writing a rough draft. Paste. How do you feel about school uniforms? Some children are very upset that Volusia County Schools voted yes for uniforms. Now I can state my opinion. You want to try not to say the word I. That's generally a bad idea. Sometimes when you're first starting, you end up using it and it's not a huge deal, but if you can help it, don't say I feel blah, 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 blah. Other people see that uniforms can help. They help students feel equal to their classmates, and they help each child focus on their schoolwork. So see what I did in this last sentence? I talked about what my paragraphs will say. My paragraphs will say they help you feel equal and they help you focus on school. And so I was able to say that in one sentence, kind of sum it up real quick. It is easy to get upset when adults make big decisions that change the way school works. But when you look at all the reasons, the decisions are much more reasonable, period. So that's my introduction paragraph. Now I'm going to go up to the top and cross off what I've already used. So I highlight it with my mouse and then hit this strike through button right there. Cross it off. Next, we're going to do body paragraph number 1. It says make kids feel equal. So remember, we say the main idea, then we say evidence from the article. So the main idea is that they make kids feel equal. Let's try that. Let's see. In school, children can be mean. It is not always, they are not always trying to make others feel left out, but this can happen from time to time. If uniforms are used, this defect would be lessened or made smaller. Now so I've stated the main idea. Now remember from this little cheat sheet, it says main idea, then a transition. So you're going to find your transitions in your coursework, remember. Go to the main page of your course and see where it says, oh, right here, expository and opinion transitions. Click on that. It downloads to the bottom. Click on the download. And let's bring it over so you can see it. Right there. I'm going to hit enable editing. And then these are transitions you could use in an opinion essay. So before I decide, I want to see what my evidence was, because it's going to go transition and then evidence. The evidence was certainly no one should be judged as better or lesser because of what they wear. If I want to make the decision to use this evidence next, like if I want to skip the order, that's okay. It says they argue that dress codes often improve discipline and lessen bullying and teasing, or mandatory school uniforms are an easy... Aha! I want this one. This is the last one I listed in my outline, but it makes more sense to put it first now that I started writing my essay. So, now that I know that, I can pick my transition statement. I think maybe first of all is what I want. So I'm going to highlight it, copy it, and go back to my essay. So go down here. There we go. Paste it. First of all, and now this is how you have to introduce what you borrowed from the article. You cannot just borrow information from the article without letting someone know you did it. Technically, that's stealing, and you never want to steal. Never, never, never. So you say something like this. First of all, the author of the... You can go as easy as first article and second article, or you could be more complicated and say the author of the TRTBS article, the right to be the same. That was what that one was. So I'm going to be a little bit more complicated. First of all, the author of the right to be the same article mentions, states that, and now let's go look what she stated. She stated, so I'm going to copy and paste it, but I'm not allowed to steal it exactly, and I'll show you how we're going to fix that. Copy. Come down here, paste. The right to be the same article states that mandatory school uniforms is an easy way to assure that all students feel equal. So let's do this. Uniforms are a way to make sure that all students feel the same. Okay, so I took what she said and I changed it a little bit. It still means the same thing, but I'm making it make more sense and not stealing it exactly the way she phrased it. If I stole it exactly the way that she phrased it, then that wouldn't be fair because those are her words. And I want to give her credit that she said it, but I don't want to be a stealer or a thief, okay? So let's go back up here and cross off what we did. You see how complicated it can get, and that's why I only need you to write two paragraphs today. Cross it off using the strikeout button at the top. Now we have two more pieces of evidence. You might have more or less, actually, depending on yours. But we're going to pause and continue this in a second.